Yo, the deal, y'all. Dang, I'm all up on the mic. Yo, so see your whim again. About to show y'all. This question was more about how would I EQ drums and like drum ideas. I'm touching on the drum ideas again, and this I'm doing it this way instead of playing it on machine with the pads. I'm doing it this way to show you that you can come up with drums any way, and sometimes doing it the way that you normally wouldn't do it will make you come up with the most interesting drum patterns. Yeah, 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 yo, you know, the dilly, oh, wanna flow, knock, knock, then you out, yo. So, with these drums, you can kind of like, how do I say this? If you know what sounds you like, then you can have an easier time trying to make drum patterns. If you can rap over it, or if you know anyone that can just groove over it or dance to it, that's a sure sign that you know you're on the right track. Yo, 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 yo. Yo, 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 yo. See, right now I'm with hi-hats. I know that if you hit a hi-hat as a drummer, it doesn't always sound the same. It ain't gonna have the same velocity. Like if you hit something with a stick, it's not gonna sound the same every time. That's one thing you gotta get in your head with drums. So just now I detuned them. It wasn't by that much, but I just detuned it a little bit. Right now, or at least on my computer, the screen looks mad fuzzy, and I don't know what's up with that. Hopefully it doesn't look that way to y'all. But yeah, that's what I would do with like certain sounds, you know, with almost anything that the drummer does. It's never the same sound twice. Like it may sound similar, but the accent that is hit, like right now I'm adding claps on top of it. And even though it sounds weird right now, it all glue together once I, you know, start leveling everything out. You know, if you're listening to your favorite drummers or favorite producers, you know, usually with beats, when producers make beats, you'll hear like the same drum pattern or like the same sounds over and over again because most likely they're not playing the drums. If they got drum loops on top of it, that could give it like those ghost notes, which is those notes you kind of hear, but you don't really hear. Like you hear them, but you're not sure if you heard them. It's like real quiet in the mix. Like those things bring out the humanization of drums that people like. So right now I'm just sweeping through the frequencies trying to find if there's any frequencies I don't like. If you ever hear something, when you sweep through and you hear something you don't like, get rid of it. Not all the way, you know. Drop it like max, in my opinion, max -4 dB. If you drop it too low, then it won't sound right. But you know, there is no right or wrong way, you know. Do it until it sounds good. So with snares, what I usually do is I usually take out like the sounds that sound like too too jarring to my ear. And then sometimes I get rid of some of the lows, because if you start adding bass and everything, and you don't like start filtering out some of your lows, some of the low end frequencies and some of your sounds, everything starts to sound a bit muddy. And most of the mud can be found in like the low end and the mid range frequencies. But I don't always do it every time, you know. Each time calls for different things. You don't want to take out too much lows, because then it'll start sounding weak. Or too much mids, because it'll sound weak. It starts sounding like a little wimpy snare. You don't want your snare all wimpy. You want that jump like pop high. Do the same thing for this. Find frequencies I don't like. I know for the hand clap, I don't need no big bass noise in the hand clap, you know what I mean? There's certain sounds that you just don't need the low end. Don't make no sense to have no low end in the hand clap. Unless it's something like horse clap or something, or a bull clap, or your mama clap. Same thing for the hi-hats. Take out the lows. Take out the frequencies I don't like. And I only take out the ones that are jarring. If I don't find anything, then I don't remove anything, except the lows. Unless it's a kick, then I'll remove that much of the lows. Sometimes I just keep them and then roll off the lows towards the end. Like a little bit, you know. I took off a little bit of the highs on this one because it was just like, just sound like, it didn't sound good. It was like, I don't know what that word is. You hear it right now. You hear the difference. It's like a little too bright. I don't mind it being that bright, but I don't want to cut and do that much, you know. Just didn't sound good to me at the time. Maybe I'm the one messing up, I don't know. But to me, it didn't sound good. So, again, I'm looking at my screen, and right now it looks mad blurry. So if it's blurry for y'all, my bad. I'm gonna try to fix that in the future. But something I'm started doing recently, probably like the past 6 months, a year or so, I get this Camel Crusher VST. And I usually turn the filter off, turn the compressor on. After I EQ all my drums, I throw this on. Turn up the little distortion a bit. So I basically just made my own drum loop. And then to give it more air, so it's actually I create a room for the drums. I like creating a room for all my instruments so they sound kind of uniform. So I send everything to the return. I do the same thing, you know, you don't want your lows getting reverbed on. So I kind of filter out the lows, put the delay on it so it makes it kind of wide. Kind of just play with the knobs and the timing of it. Play with the size, play with the delay time, play with the dry and wet. I just put mine at 69 or 55. And then what I do is, you shouldn't hear that much reverb. It should be very faint. It depends what you're going for, but like I usually turn it down until I can't hear it at all, or barely hear it, and then I turn it up just a little bit. Like right now we only hear drums, so of course you're gonna hear it, but Like right there, it's good. Probably could turn up a little bit, but maybe I won't. Word. So you got the drums. That's like a quick EQ on the drums. They ain't like the perfect EQ, but whatever, you know. So I just duplicated it because now I want to make it. I don't want a 2-bar loop. I want like a 4-bar loop to give it like another groove, like a different groove. Hey yo, hey, so that's like, in my opinion, that's tight. I like that. Now I'm just like make this pattern. I made one pattern, 2-bar pattern. Then I make the second 2-bar pattern a little bit different from the other one, so it just gives it a little more like not a robotic feel. Like I don't want people to know when something's coming. I want them to have an idea when it's coming, but I don't want them to be able to say. Like, at least for me, when I listen to beats, I feel like I try to guess where everything's coming. Like, where all the drum sounds are going to drop in, where certain sounds are going to happen. And usually I'm right. I just like being unexpected with the drums. And this usually helps when you make 2 separate drum patterns that are similar, but you just switch it up a bit. You know, put your hi-hats in different places. Add an extra snare or something. Like that is just what takes your beats from being like just like loops to being like a little more open, because you know a drummer ain't gonna play the same thing all the time. A drummer may add different stuff, always gonna add different stuff. So that's it, man. That's all that's what you do with the drums. Yeah, y'all, so I'm gonna keep on doing some more of these videos. I'm gonna put this beat at the end of the video and also put it up for download so y'all can have like an idea and use it yourselves and get ideas from it. So enjoy that, Joe. Peace.